Hello and welcome, my name is Akira and this is my Let's Play series of Europa Universalis IV where we are playing as Brandenburg. Brandenburg into Prussia. And we just finished this war against Teutonic Order. Got a couple of fortresses that we of course don't want to be keeping up right now. I think I will be keeping them though. I think we can keep them and still not have too big of a problem in wars, and we can definitely still make money out of war, so I think it's okay to keep them. How are we looking with our rivals? We are rivaled with Denmark, Poland, and Bohemia. Is there any of those guys we can possibly go to war with soon? Probably not Poland. I don't want to necessarily take any land from them, I just want to humiliate them. But it doesn't really look like any of them is easy to go to war with again. Of course, Poland and Denmark being allied is kind of a problem since they have far too much power for me to deal with them alone. So we might have to settle for something less grand to begin with. Let's look at the people around us. So we embraced the Renaissance, of course, a while ago. So Mecklenburg, let's just go to the diplomatic map. Mecklenburg is only allied to miners. You are allied to basically the same miners. And I think... Are you your own area? Yeah, you are. So you two would be your own little state along with Lübeck. Which would kind of make sense then to take over you. How are we doing for aggressive expansion? We do have quite a bit. So we need to make that take down a bit as well. But let's just start fabricating the claims here. And then we can finish our core, get some war exhaustion down. Just chillax a bit. So any of them, these guys that we need to take any land from, because they're almost at 50, all of them. So how are we doing? We gave this land to the burghers. So this doesn't necessarily need to stay with the burghers. If I take this from them, what is the autonomy here is 25, so it's already below. Probably. I think I'll take this away from them. It will give us a couple of years where we'll lose some trade income, but I think in the long term it would make sense. And I think they're already they are at 50, so they can't get more loyalty. So now they'll be at 36, but they'll be taken up by 0.1 every month. So in what is that? Less than in about 3 years, 3 years, they will be happy again. So it won't be that big of a problem as long as we don't need to do any development. We'll just be missing a little bit of trade income. Stettin. I should be able to find Stettin. There it is. Stettin already have 24 autonomy. I don't want to pay 50 points of admin power to not give them this, so I'll just have to get some more local autonomy, which kind of sucks. I could give this to the... since it is a trading province, I might as well give this to the burghers now, then they won't be upset with me, and since this is above 25%, it's not that I'm gonna lose. I'm actually not gonna lose anything. So if the autonomy was below 25, then I would lose manpower and tax income. But since I'm putting the burghers in charge, I'll not be losing anything. They'll not gain any autonomy, but I will be gaining local production efficiency, local trade power, naval force limit, and local sailors, as well as local trade power. So I'm definitely going to do this. It's going to increase our trade power in this node. And we're done with these two for improving relations. Let's see, who else do we need to improve? How are we doing with you? You are fine, you are almost topped up. I guess we're almost topped up with, let's just top up completely with these guys. You are at 100, you are at 100, you are at 94, let's just improve that. And then we can start improving with France and whoever. So our current allies are Lithuania and France, plus some minors. I wouldn't mind if we could get something like Ottomans or something. We don't have the slots for it right now. We are trying to support the independence of Sweden. But it does seem like Muscovy is winning against Denmark. So we might actually see, if we're lucky, we'll see Muscovy actually forcing either Norway or Sweden out of Denmark's hand. Most likely though, they'll just take some land here. Probably take this land back, maybe even take this land up here. I think this used to be, they have a claim on this, so they're most likely gonna take back Danish Russia. Or take this back at least, and take these provinces, is what I'm kind of anticipating them doing. Anyway, we have some money. I think we need to pay back our loans first, so let's just do that. And we're making okay money right now. How are we looking on troops? We are at 4,000 cannons. I think I'm gonna get rid of some of these mercs. How much do we want to keep? I think I want to keep a couple mercs. Actually not. I don't want to keep any mercs right now because we don't have manpower issues. So we'd rather have normal troops, and then we can always merc up if we get into a war. So we need to buy some more longbows now. Two of a kind. Our Empress Consort Jean has impressed many men and women at our court with her sharp wit and extensive knowledge of the natural world. She has long been a collector of tomes on botany and chemistry, and she corresponds with several of our generation's brightest minds. Currently, one of these scientists are visiting our court as per our Empress Consort's invitation. They can be found discussing all sorts of new theories far into the wee hours of the night. Empress Consort Jean has asked us to make the scientist an offer, claiming that she would make a much better advisor than the Master of Mint and Ludwig von Neutlich we currently employ. So we have a +1 advisor that are doing some nice. So we can get a level 2 natural scientist. I believe natural scientists are the ones that give. I can't remember, but I would rather keep the Master admin and gain 50 admin points. And we call it the diplomat. Improve a little bit with France. And we're doing okay on aggressive expansion. I think like once we get claims on these two provinces, unless they have picked up some kind of new relationship, we can probably go to war there right away. Let's just add another longbow. So let's just make Lithuania a little bit more heavy as well. So let's have a look at how. Oh, we can invest in tech. Well, we're way ahead of time. But let's get a look at how the tech renaissance is spreading. We of course paid out a lot of money very recently to get the renaissance, and it's still not spread all the way around. It's Poland has gotten it, Lithuania hadn't yet, and it's not even close to Muscovy yet. The Ottomans has gotten it, and of course they have a very, very strong province in Constantinople. Something I didn't get into my institution's guide video is that ports and coastal center of trades also give bonuses. So they have a plus 55%. Well, normally for players it will be 45% spread rate, and it's a 20 development European province. So they get Renaissance here fairly quickly, actually. I was playing a Ottoman game myself to check out the new Ottoman government, and I was surprised to see how quickly I got that, being a nation that usually ends up enjoying a lot of tech penalty. So yeah, definitely getting easier to play Ottomans, I think. Both with the buff they got with their new government, where they don't really have to worry that much about heirs and can kind of choose the best heirs all the time. And then also with the fact that they... How was our naval force statement looking? The fact that they are getting tech penalties far less than they used to. So we can afford 3 more ships. I kind of feel like doing... At some point we do need to invest in our war fleet. I think I'm gonna buy some galleys, but I want to expand our military first. I want to go up to 20,000. We have so much force limit, we just don't have the money to actually pay for it. Although we are looking pretty good with the income right now. We're making a lot of trade. Where's those money coming from? Well, we're getting a lot from taxation, of course. We're still getting some war reps. Of course, as their economy recovers from the war, we're gonna give more, since it's a 10% of their total economy. So the better they do right now, the better we do. So Denmark ceded Kola to Muscovy. That wasn't actually that much. So all of this ended up being one pretty insignificant province up here. Of course, there was going to be some income and some money to pay, but that wasn't actually a lot of damage that had gone to Denmark. But if Sweden is... How is Sweden looking? So if Sweden has a good military right now, they have a brilliant chance to kill Denmark. So Denmark has 21,000 troops. What about Sweden? Sweden. Okay, so Sweden is pretty weak. They still have us and the Lithuanians backing them, so they might still want to... they probably want to build up their military first. I really want them to rebel. It's not that I don't necessarily want to keep the relationship with Sweden afterwards, but I just want them out of the Danish Union, which will make it so much more easy to curtail Denmark in a war. Let's just take Rostock. I don't think there's anything different, special about any of these provinces when it comes to development and trade powers. I'm just gonna take the one with the highest development. Northern Germany is actually pretty poor in the start of this game. Like, especially compared to playing Ottomans, where most of your provinces are 10 development to start with. So Renaissance in... You still don't have any good allies, do you? No. So I could pretty easily destroy all of you. Do we want to go further up on our force limit? So right now we are making a fair deal of money. I definitely want to probably get a couple more cannons. Let's go up to 5 cannons. Cannons are really nice because they don't suffer that much if you do your things, engagements right. They don't really suffer any casualties. They are protecting your infantry and they're doing damage while being on the back side of the war. So cannons are really nice as long as you don't overproduce them. Of course they are really expensive, so there is that. Oh, sorry. Just try to breathe coffee. Apparently that's not good for you. So not a lot of interesting successions we could try to work for either. Not that we have any diplomatic slots for that kind of thing. We should probably make Königsberg a state. It's a pretty nice development. Do we want to add this to the empire? Let's might as well. It's gonna give us some points towards relationship, trying to keep this crown as long as possible. How is the here it is. Reform desire is only 62.5, so it's still gonna be a little bit of waiting for that. I so hope that we're gonna get a center of reformation up here. If we get one within our borders, I'm gonna change right away. Well, it kind of depends on how it's looking with the need for the force limit and money from HRE, but if we keep expanding, we might actually be able to at least maintain this size of army without the big problem. I think I'm gonna go up to six cannons. Again, one thing I was thinking about doing was getting rid. I already got rid of 2 cavalry, because cavalry and cannons are about the same, or are the same upkeep, but with our infantry getting better and better, they're not that great yet. They only have the 10% bonus, but once we start getting the goose step and getting more of this, we're actually not going to get more from quality, but once we finish innovative and quality, we're going to get 20% more, so we're going to get up to 50% infantry combat ability, and at that point I probably won't have more than a couple cavalry in an army. And then again, only for the flanking ability. So how are we actually looking on the army size? That was manpower. Why is this not? Okay, this is working. So we're actually the 3rd biggest. No, we're not. We are. Well, we are actually quite down on the list. I couldn't understand if we were that big. So we have to grow a little bit still before we'll become the impressive nation. But of course, once we get all of that combat ability and all of that discipline, we will be able to fight much more, much bigger armies than earlier. So the state of indulgences. Joachim II Hector has compelled by his father Joachim I Nestor to sign an inheritance contract in which he promised to remain Roman Catholic. Joachim Nestor had co-financed his younger brothers, the Archduke Elector Albert of Mainz, elevation to the episcopal see of Halberstadt and accumulation of the sees of Magdeburg and Mainz by incorporating huge debts with the banking house of Fogger in order to pay the Holy See. To pay off the debts, Joachim Nestor agreed to recover these costs from the population of his electorate by pertaining the sales of indulgences. So we can get 10% maximum tax and giving 2% Catholic reform desire, which we of course want to do. Which means that if this is something that's going to go around all countries, we'll probably see this reform desire spike pretty quickly, along with our income. So let's start building up some galleys. We will be going to war with Denmark as soon as possible. So having some galleys to... Just want to make sure this fleet go home in war in case Sweden suddenly declares its independence. Good government policies, so we can get stability, power, or money. I'm gonna go for the last stability, so get 2+3. It's gonna help us with a lot of things: money, unrest, and when we get to 1500s, it's going to help us with growing the next institution as well. So stability is just... It used to be in the old Europa Universalis III that stability was something that you just always went to 3. If you ever went below 3+, you just invested all of your money into going up in stability. But with the new system where it's costing admin points, and admin points also going for so much other important stuff, it's kind of become the norm that you would go to 0 stability, possibly 1, because going to 1 is also cheap, and then just letting RNG decide what stability you're gonna get at, because while it is nice to have positive stability, as long as you don't have negative stability, you are still pretty nicely like the bonuses aren't that strong. The institution spread, I admit, is interesting, but still it's only 5%. The corruption thing is very nice. Missionary strength is nice if you need it, but otherwise it's not that big differences. It's gonna be giving you a little bit extra tax, a little bit less unrest, but not so much that it's worth the 200 or 250 admin points that you might have to throw into improving it. So again, I'm usually going for 0 or 1 stability, because that only costs a base of 100 admin points, whereas this is a base of 150 and a base of 200, so it's too expensive. That's probably the easiest way to say that. And we're gonna go up to the force limit, buying some more boats. And we're almost ready to declare this war. We are still only at war in alliance with these guys. So I think as soon as this claim finishes, we will probably declare the war. And we've been on speed 3 this whole time. That's why it's been going so slowly. That's a miss on my part. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go for the trade efficiency, even though Spice Network construction is pretty nice. We are gonna fabricate a claim on Wismar. Gonna call this guy back, and then I think we're gonna go to war. Gonna take Rostock. I'm not gonna call anyone in, because I'm pretty sure we can win this war on our own, pretty much. Yeah, we are attacking into a forest, but all of this is forest, so it's not like we're gonna be able to nitpick. At least we're not attacking across a river, and we are hugely outnumbering them. And I don't, by the way, don't think you need to go at home in this war. You can just stay out, take some trade. Might actually want you to go here and blockade. But wait with that, because I want to chase down some armies first. Are they all gonna stack here? No, they're not. So do I want to? Well, I don't have a choice anymore. Let's go down to speed 3. Being at the opposite speed of what you need all the time. Ooh, this is gonna be bad for us. Yeah, I need to get away from that. Yeah, that was a bad. Ended up being a bad engagement because they all got to pile in on top of us. So let's just recover a little bit. It's always a problem when you're fighting miners. It's easy enough to kill them one by one, but as soon as they get their army stacked, it's a whole different thing. Why don't you just go and repair a little bit? So you can get some miner. Will we get there before him at least? Maybe. Yeah, we got there first. So we are the defender. We didn't shift consolidate, which I probably should have done. Now they're all gonna join, so we did do more damage than they did, so that is something. And I'm just gonna shift consolidate because it does seem like they're trying to follow us into Berlin. Now they'll probably win because we lost all of that morale. So this is gonna be a bad war. I'm gonna have to call Saxony in. And all of that because I didn't manage to get a hold of them from the beginning. I'm not gonna take down this fort, I'm not gonna need it. And we are gonna do a consolidate once we get up there, and we don't have the money, so we're probably gonna have to take a loan. We're still making money though. Do we need to take the loan? I don't think so. I think we just wait. We do need to make back some morale anyway. I still think we will win this war, especially because we can attack into the woods and Berlin and be on the defensive, but Yeah, we definitely did botch the early, or I did botch the early parts of that war. And now now I have to take that that loan anyway, so might as well get it done and get those soldiers back. I think we're gonna go up to 12. That's 11, 12. And none of you are building roads, so that's good. You go and blockade. At least we'll get some more score out of that. And then I think we go and see if we can deal with those in Berlin, the troops in Berlin, once we just want to go in from Griswold, so we make sure. I don't think we can suffer a crossing penalty, but he can. But I do think he has too high of a maneuver skill for that. We only have maneuver 1, so we actually have a pretty shitty leader. Do I want to go for that? No, not so close to. I do want to get a leader. Can we get one from the nobility is the question. We can recruit a general. Yes, we can. So is he nice? He's slightly better. But not a lot. I'm really tempted to roll the dice here. But we don't have that much military power. We should spend some diplomatic power soon, so let's just do some development. Developing at war. That should be enough for now. And soon the last two. Now we go down and crush them here in Berlin, and then try to follow them home and crush them wherever they end up. Fortunately, we have another war being declared, so that'll help us out. We just have to get here to these provinces before Lübeck actually does. So as soon as this mercenary spawns, we're gonna go for Berlin. But that's gonna be in the next episode, because I'm already running long on this one. So hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribing. Hope to see you next time, and until then, have a good day.